Hey, what's going on, you guys? Welcome back to another episode of Smell What Coop is Cooking. We got our feet firmly planted into 2024. In reflecting on last year, I thought to myself and noticed, you stayed at a ton of hotels. And every time I'm in one of those hotels, whether I'm ordering room service or I'm going to the hotel restaurant, I always tend to order steak and frites. So that's exactly what I'm bringing you guys today. My take on steak and frites. We're gonna pair that with the delicious green Parisian style steak sauce. Woo! Full recipe is gonna be in the description. Let's go.
All right, y'all, let's start prepping up these potatoes for our frites. I've got 4 large russet potatoes. Hey, wait, is it rustic or russet potatoes? Let me know in the comment section. Let's wash and peel these bad boys. Next, we're gonna run these peeled potatoes through a potato slicer to give us the perfect 1/4-inch fries. And once you have all those peeled potatoes sliced, let's go ahead and add these into a bowl of cold water and let them soak for 15 to 30 minutes. While those fries are soaking, let's go ahead and hook up our steak sauce. In doing my research for this steak and frites recipe I'm bringing to you guys, I found the most delicious Parisian style steak sauce from a restaurant called Les Entrecôtes, and I'm gonna be hooking that up for you guys today. So in a small pot, let's go ahead and add 1 8-ounce stick of butter. And once our butter has melted down halfway, it's time to add in our sliced shallots. Mix it around and cook those shallots in that butter until they become slightly translucent. Now that my first 8-ounce stick of butter has melted, let's go ahead and add in our second. Next, let's go in with the anchovies, capers, chopped tarragon, basil leaves, and our peeled lemons. Go ahead and mix that up a little bit while we wait for that butter to continue melting. While we wait for that butter to melt, let's go ahead and jump back over to the counter. In a mixing bowl, I'm gonna add 2 tablespoons of Dijon mustard, 2 egg yolks, and 4 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce. Whisk those 3 ingredients together well to combine. Now let's set it aside for a quick second. Flip back over to the stove. Once that butter has all the way melted down, it's time to add in our Italian parsley. Gonna stir that around and mix it in with this butter until the leaves start to wilt. And once that Italian parsley starts to wilt down a little bit, I'm gonna grab an immersion blender. If you don't have one of these, you can take this whole mixture and just pour it into your regular blender. Let's go ahead and mix all this up and get it nice and blended. And once I've blended this mixture through smooth, let's go ahead and add in our egg yolk, Worcestershire sauce, and Dijon mustard mix. Season with some black pepper. Blend this up one more time until all of our sauce ingredients have been well combined. Continue cooking this sauce for an additional 2 to 3 minutes or until the sauce thickens enough to coat the back of a spoon. Let's go ahead and slap a lid on this and set this aside until we're ready to plate. Now that that sauce is finished, let's go ahead and give these frites a little more attention. I'm gonna go ahead and drain these fries. Rinse them one more time, try to get off as much of that starch as possible, and I'm gonna dry these in a kitchen towel. You want these fries to be as dry as possible, you guys. And once your frites are fully dry, let's go ahead and add these into a large Ziploc bag. Into that Ziploc bag, let's also add 4 tablespoons of cornstarch. This is going to be the secret weapon to getting these fries ultra crispy. Close the bag up, shake it up to make sure that we can get all of those fries coated in that cornstarch. You know what? While we're at it, you guys, let's add a little bit of garlic and some thyme into these fries also. Crush the garlic and add that into the bag with a couple of those thyme sprigs. Close it back up, shake it up one more time. Now back over to the stove. I've got a pot of vegetable oil preheated over high heat. All I'm gonna do is drop those fries in. Try to do it without burning yourself. And we're gonna cook these fries in batches for about 4 to 5 minutes each. And after 4 to 5 minutes of that batch cooking in that oil, let's go ahead and remove it and onto a paper towel lined rack to rest. I know these fries don't look all the way cooked through. That's because we're gonna be using the double fry technique today. So once you've removed all of these fries from their first cycle of cooking, we're gonna take these fries, pop these frites in the fridge, and we're gonna let these rest and cool down in there for 30 minutes to an hour. And while those frites are in the fridge cooling out, let's go ahead and pull out our steaks. I've already had these resting at room temperature for about 15-20 minutes. Let's grab a paper towel and pat these bad boys dry. For today's steak and frites recipe, I'm using 2 beautiful ribeyes, but feel free to use your preferred cut of steak. Now let's season both sides with some salt, black pepper, and onion powder. Let's go ahead and throw on some garlic cloves and rosemary and thyme onto our tray. Now let's hit the stove. I've got my cast iron pan preheated over high heat. Into my perfectly seasoned pan, I'm gonna go ahead and add in one of my steaks. Lay that down as flat as possible. And we're gonna let this cook untouched for about 3 to 4 minutes. And after 3 or 4 minutes, our steak is self-released. Let's go ahead and grab some tongs and flip it over. Building a nice crust on here. Now let's lower our temperature to medium heat. Throw in a couple tablespoons of butter, garlic, thyme, and rosemary. We've done this before on the channel. Let's go ahead and tilt the pan, grab a spoon, and baste this steak in that delicious herb and garlic butter. Continue cooking your steak for an additional 3 to 4 minutes on that opposite side. Once that has been completed, let's flip our steak once more. Baste it one more time for about a minute. Now let's get this out of our pan and onto a tray to rest. Go ahead and top that steak with those herbs and that garlic and pour those pan drippings directly onto your steak. Gonna repeat the process for the second steak. Pro tip, as you can see here, I flipped my steak over and it started to bow up a little bit. That's okay, I'm just gonna grab my kitchen shears, cut that fat. That's gonna release the meat so it can flatten back out. I wish you guys could smell how good it smells inside here right now. You guys can replicate the exact same thing if you hit that description and check out the recipe. Go ahead and share it with a friend or foe. You already know. Now that we got both of our steaks resting on the tray, it's time to finish these frites. Reheat your pot of vegetable oil to about 350 to 400 degrees. Pop those fries out of the fridge, and we're gonna refry these in batches once more for about 3 to 4 minutes or until your fries are golden brown. Your fries should come out looking a little something like this. Nice and crispy on the outside, and the inside is gonna be perfectly fluffy. The cornstarch helped us get that nice crispy exterior, and the double fry helped lock in that fluffy interior that you're looking for with your fries for steak and frites. Feel free to toss in some more garlic and herbs into your frying fries. This is gonna do nothing but enhance that flavor. Once you've got your frites double fried up, let's go ahead and rest these back on our rack and let these drain over the paper towels. Let's add these fries into a mixing bowl. Hit them with a little bit of salt to taste. Add in a couple of sprigs of freshly chopped rosemary. Give your fries a nice little toss to coat. And there you have the most delicious double fried frites. These bad boys are restaurant quality, y'all. Trust me. I'll do you one better. Go ahead and make these. Now our steak is adequately rested. Let's go ahead and trim off a little bit of fat that we have here on the end. Cut this steak against the grain to reveal that perfect medium cook. As you can tell, our steak is nice and juicy. All the juices haven't run all throughout it. We gave it adequate time to rest and reconstitute all of that moisture. Now that I got this delicious steak sliced up, slap it a couple times to fan it out like I'm Salt Bae. Let's go ahead and add these back onto the tray they were resting on, along with those pan drippings. Now I think it's about time to start plating up this dish. First things first, let's break out this delicious L'Entrecôte style Parisian steak sauce. Let's get a nice helping of that onto the center of our plate. Next, let's add a couple big handfuls of fries. You know you want some of these delicious frites on that plate. The crispiness of that fries is gonna go great with this sauce. It's just gonna soak in and meld in with it. Now let's throw on that delicious sliced ribeye steak. Drizzle with a little bit more of that Parisian style steak sauce. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. My take on steak and frites. My mouth's watering. I can't wait to try this. Let's go ahead and get a scoop for Coop. Let's try some of this delicious steak with that sauce. Perfectly cooked steak. It's tender, juicy, moist, and packed with flavor. Stab into some of these crispy fries. They got that perfect crunchy exterior with a soft, fluffy interior. I'm telling y'all, have a bite of the steak, the fries, the sauce all at once. Oh my God. You're gonna be in heaven. Let me know what you guys thought of this one in the comment section. Thank you for rocking with me for another episode of Smell What Coop is Cooking. Go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button on the way out. I'm about to tear into this plate right now. I gotta go.
Bam, there you have it, you guys. My take on steak and frites. We paired it with that delicious green Parisian steak sauce. Double fried our frites. Paired it with that delicious ribeye. Let me know how you guys like this one in the comment section. Don't forget to like my shit though. Share with a friend or foe you already know. We'll catch you guys right back here next week for another episode of Smell What Coop is Cooking.